figured out. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to take this circle with it raised up off the ground, and I'm going to paint this with the heal tool. All the way around until it's totally been repainted from scratch. I'm going to take this particular design or whatever. Don't have to use a circle. You can use pretty much any shape to do this. But the circle just is like probably going to be the most common. So let's go ahead and paint this out. I still have the darnest trouble remembering the name of the guy that actually did this. It starts with an F. For Zed, for Farouk, something like that. So, we have this area that's painted down, right? So, let's try this again. So, that's basically what we did last night, up to this point right here. And I made a mistake. I forgot to stack it. And because I didn't stack it, it didn't come out. It ended up looking like pure donkey's ass or something. So I'm going to do a copy, and I'm going to paste this on top of itself like this, and underneath to give it its shape back. This is where I screwed up last night. Fyrel, that's the guy who did this, and he made this awesome video, and yeah, he's got my balls on this particular tutorial. So, but I got to give him credit where credit's due. It was pretty awesome the way he figured this out. But you can use this in any shape that you want to. I mean, you can make squares, shapes, triangles, whatever it is that you want to do. But now I've pasted a copy of this on the top and the bottom, but you don't see it. And the reason why you don't see it is because that space doesn't really exist. It's what is called negative voxels. It's actually server generated voxels in itself. So we take that, we stack it 3 high, and I got these little corner pieces so we don't lose it. So let's copy this center section after we've selected it, and we're going to come over here to this 20 by 20 block that I've placed down, and I'm going to paste, basically, here's our shape, and I'm going to paste this thing going all the way down. Now I want to put in, I'm going to put in some windows or something. I'm going to do like some funky shapes or something just to for poops and giggles. So let's get this kind of lined up here. I'm going to put it in the center just so it looks good. And I'm going to just make it in, hit an X, like that. So I have a window in my box like that. And now I'm going to take this. Here's a copy I have here. Now you can save this as a template, which was kind of cool. And I'm going to line this up like so. And click. Get this line back up. And I can procedurally go down, all the way down, keeping it lined up as much as I can here. Of course, I am getting out of line, but I thought this was a really cool technique last night, so boom. And as you can see, I formed a cylinder that has the hole still cut out in it. So it retains whatever the shape originally actually was, because this right here is all that remains of that 20 by 20. And now you can come in there and actually take out these outside pylons that we use for markers, so we knew where that circle resided at. And boom. It's kind of a cookie cutter, I guess you could say. And I believe that's what he called it. I believe that's what Fyrel called it. So that is a cookie cutter technique. So Fyrel, my hat's off to you. That was an awesome tutorial. Thank you. But yeah, that's the tutorial I tried to do yesterday, and I really sucked donkey balls on that one. So hopefully that actually turned out better than the one yesterday. Yeah, and it's kind of weird because, I mean, there's so many techniques out there and different things you can do in this game that there's something always new coming out, and I'm like, whoa, that's really cool. Now, if you can actually create a sphere that is hollow tool that would do like this cookie cutter, I'd be really happy. I mean, that would just blow my mind right now if I could just get a cookie cutter sphere, you know, that could do what I did here. If I could do that right there, I'd be happy. Unsmoothed, by the way, so I can go in there and edit it. And I can make it any size I wanted to. Or if I could take like a dome, and it puts it down, and it's like highlighted, and I grab the top, and I grab it like this, and I pull it, and it makes it one big like spiral spear. That would be awesome too. And by the way, you could actually do that in Radiant for Call of Duty. It's one of the cool tools. And if you're wondering what Radiant is, there's a guy, his name is Blackjack Johnny, and he was like my idol for Call of Duty Radiant mapping. He blew me away. And he was just watching his little videos kind of set me on my path. Let's see what else we got going on here. I hadn't done much of anything in here recently. Trying to get all my stuff set up, but I've kind of focused more on doing the tutorials here recently. So I'm gonna have to get off my ass and go back to work on getting the rest of my Ogre City furnished. But this is the last thing I really worked on besides the airship. I was actually going to make my airship a blimp, and then I changed my mind. So the airship's up there, kind of hidden away. But yeah, I'm going to have to get back on my airship at some point in time, and I'm also going to have to finish furnishing all my buildings. But yes, yeah, with the cylinder tool and the cookie cutter technique, with the other technique that he showed was literally you can make like single little round cookie cutters like this. You can have them like various sizes like this, so you can make them on the fly. Which was really cool. And the really cool thing about this is, like, let's go back in here and look at this. Look how smooth this thing is. It's just as smooth as the one that I took it off of over here. I mean, that right there is the one that I took it off of. You see how smooth that one is. I mean, it comes out exactly like that. But the cool thing is, like, if you have a window set up, like here, I mean, look at that window is like perfectly aligned with it. It looks really badass. So, and I think I'm going to end up playing with that technique just a little bit more. Let's see. Sweet, I still got it in my saved here. I'm going to try something right quick. And I think this right here is going to make a pretty cool building technique that I might end up using myself. So I'm just going to throw that block up there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this straight across like that and hit my delete key, and we're going to see how this kind of turns out, because I really don't know how this is going to be. It may turn out looking like crap and I don't know it. So just for poops and giggles, I'm just going to do half of it. So like this, right? And let's line this sucker up with the top of this. And somehow in there. I don't think my block's big enough, or is it just me? Yeah, it's not big enough. Dang it! Alright, so let's go this way. This thing is pretty much a perfect 20/20 on this, and then we'll go back and use our cookie cutter on that. And if you're wondering what I'm trying to experiment with here, is I'm wondering if I can get perfect cutouts with smaller voxels than just like a window. I want to see if it'll actually come out the way I want it. So let's toss all this in here right quick and we'll get to it. And if it does, that's actually going to be pretty cool. Okay, let's try it again. Boom. Boom. And it's looking good so far. Look at that. Perfect cutouts into a circle. Pretty cool, huh? See, you see how perfect this comes out, right? Or how these circles are actually perfectly cutting out here. If I come in here with a delete tool and I try to recreate that, nine times out of 10, it's not going to come out perfect. It's going to come out looking, you see how it distorts the edges? You've got like this discoloration going on here. And if you look in the holes themselves, you've got like this little angle in the corner. Like right here, and right here, and right here. It's not coming out exactly perfect. See, if you look at that side versus this side, I mean, no discoloration around the holes, and then this side actually does. So that right there would actually be a really cool design.